get on board and start that vacation. I've got some ways to make sure your first day on board is amazing up next. Hey everyone, it's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, and I want to share some really helpful tips for making boarding day super easy on your family. There's a lot happening on embarkation day, so here's some quick and easy tips to ensure you start off on the right foot. The first thing you want to do is something you should be doing well before you ever get near the cruise terminal, and that is do the online check-in. In fact, you should be doing the online check-in before your cruise via Royal Caribbean smartphone app. Doing the online check-in will not only save you time at the terminal, but it will help speed things up. You can do online check-in up to 90 days before you're sailing, but realistically, you should plan on doing it at least a couple weeks beforehand so you don't miss out. What you're going to need is your passport, your credit card, and of course, being able to take a selfie photo. If you're able to take advantage of this, it will save so much time in the cruise terminal. The next thing you're also going to want to do is going to be related to that cruise check-in process, and that is to print your luggage tags. When you arrive at the cruise terminal, you're going to have the option of dropping off your luggage to be delivered on board the ship. Porters are there to take it. There is no charge to drop off your luggage. However, there is a customary tip that's associated with doing so. And yes, you should totally take advantage of this. Number one, you don't want to be those people who are lugging luggage around the ship. I see it all the time. It's not a great thing. Number two, even if you wanted to lug your luggage around, your luggage has to be small enough to fit in the x-ray machines in the cruise terminal, which means a lot of the larger luggage pieces wouldn't fit anyway. But most importantly, it's going to make your life easier. So print out your luggage tags, which will be available a little closer to your sailing, usually around 75 days or so. And at that point, you can print out your luggage tags and then attach them to your luggage to make sure that they get to the right destination. Something else you should know about the first day of your cruise is you're not allowed to bring just anything on board. There are a list of prohibited items that you cannot bring on a Royal Caribbean ship. These include some ones that are obvious and some that are not so obvious. So you cannot bring firearms, ammunition, sharp objects like knives or scissors, illegal drugs or substances, CBD oil or CBD products, candles, incense, coffee makers, clothes, irons, hoverboards, martial arts, self-defense, sports gear, including handcuffs, pepper spray, and nightsticks, hookahs, flammable liquids and explosives, ham radios, baby monitors, electrical extension cords, dangerous chemicals, including bleach and paint, perishable food and meat products, or alcoholic beverages, excluding, of course, ones that you are allowed to bring on, like wine. It's important to review this entire list because I did not include every single thing on the prohibited item list. But if you pack any of these things, you're going to risk a delay in your luggage being brought on board the ship, and that's just going to screw up your first day on board. One of my favorite things to recommend to people to do is bring a carry-on bag to bring on board the first day of your cruise. These are things you want to carry that are going to be important to be using in those first couple hours on board the ship. Certainly sunglasses, perhaps a change of clothes into a bathing suit, any medicine you're going to need for the rest of that day, a book, electronics, chargers, basically the stuff you're going to need to keep with you until your luggage gets delivered a little later on. If you're wondering what time to arrive to your cruise port, I always recommend people arrive to the cruise terminal somewhere between 10 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. The reason being is this is a time in which you can beat the crowds that show up usually later in the day, and it'll allow you to also take advantage of a more fuller day on the first day of your cruise. Now, you may be wondering, well, wait, hang on a second. I did that online check-in tip that you talked about earlier, and it says here my boarding time is later in the day. What about that? And my answer is those boarding times are suggestions. They're not enforced or required, so you may feel free to arrive much earlier to your cruise terminal. If you're wondering what the check-in process is like and what to expect when you get to the cruise terminal, here's a basic breakdown. Number one, you're going to park the car or be dropped off, or you're going to drop off your rental car. Basically, you're doing something with your vehicle that involves you leaving it somewhere and you walking into the cruise terminal. However, before you get to that cruise terminal, you're going to give porters luggage, as we talked about earlier. And again, this luggage will be delivered to your stateroom later on. It is customary to tip them, as I mentioned, and usually people tip about $1 or $2 per bag. As you walk into the cruise terminal building, number one, you're going to have to show proof that you're actually going on a cruise, which is in the form of your set sail pass. So make sure you have that printed out or available on your digital device. Then you're going to go through the security process where you're going to put any items you have through an x-ray scanner. This, again, is somewhat similar to going through an airport. And then after through security screening, you're going to check in with the representative who's going to go over your cruise documents, maybe take some photos if necessary, and essentially get you ready to board. After that point, you're going to either be able to walk straight on board the ship because the ship is ready to board, or if it's not ready yet, you're going to be assigned to a seating area. Seating areas in the cruise terminal are based on your status in Crown and Anchor Society, which is Royal Caribbean's customer loyalty program. So if you're in gold, you will see with the gold, diamond, etc. And Royal Caribbean will start the boarding process based in reverse Crown and Anchor Society level, starting with suites and pinnacle guests, Diamond Plus, Diamond, guess who have purchased the key, Emerald, Gold, and then everybody else. It's a pretty quick process. So you shouldn't worry too much about how long this will take, even if you get there earlier in the morning. But again, once they get going, it moves very quickly, and you should expect to be on board pretty quickly. Once you walk through the gangway and onto the ship, they'll scan your set sail pass or your sea pass card, depending on the ship you're on, and then you're on board the ship. And when you get on board the ship, you have the option of really exploring all around. Keeping in mind, by the way, staterooms usually do not open until 1 or 1:30 p.m. So if you're getting on board before then, that just means you get to enjoy the ship before your room is ready. You can go up to the pool and go swimming. You can go to one of the complimentary dining venues, or even one of the specialty restaurants, and enjoy lunch. This is one of the best opportunities to explore the ship, get your bearings, and understand where everything is kind of laid out. And if nothing else, maybe start on that drink package you purchased, enjoy some time by the pool, and otherwise start relaxing and enjoy that vacation. So there's a look at some cruise boarding tips that you need to know. I hope this helped you out. And if you enjoyed this video, found it helpful, make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and be sure to turn on notifications so that way you know we have a brand new video to share. This has been Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, and we'll talk again real soon. Everyone makes mistakes on a cruise, but in this video, I'm going to share 10 of them you really don't have to make up next. Hey everyone, it's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, and I'm here to help you with the 10 rookie mistakes you should not be making on a Royal Caribbean cruise this year. Things change over time, and looking at the current state of affairs as it pertains to going on a Royal Caribbean cruise, I wanted to share some really common mistakes I see people making still today. Hopefully, this video will stop you from being one of those people. Let's start off with not doing online check-in. You know, Royal Caribbean makes checking in for your cruise super easy by offering a quick and easy online check-in option. On some ships, you can actually do it on your phone. Regardless, if you're not doing online check-in, who are you? Well, I guess my parents, but you got to take advantage of it. First and foremost, it's going to save you time. You're going to spend time while you're at home, not on a cruise, to do all that. That way, when you arrive at the terminal, easy peasy, you board the ship, no delays. Next up is paying too much by buying the drink package on the ship. It never ceases to amaze me. People who buy Royal Caribbean's very popular unlimited drink packages while on board a ship. What you should be doing instead is booking it before the cruise, because Royal Caribbean offers discounts for people who book it beforehand. Oftentimes, you can save up to 30% off the onboard price by booking it online. Here's the bottom line. Regardless of which drink package you want, you will absolutely, positively save money by booking it before your cruise. The next rookie mistake I still see people doing is going to the cruise terminal at your assigned check-in time. When you do your online check-in, which I recommended as our first tip in this video, you're going to get a time from Royal Caribbean saying what time you should arrive at the terminal. Certainly that sounds official, but it's more of a suggestion than a requirement. What you should do to beat the embarkation day crowds is plan to arrive your cruise terminal somewhere between 10 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. The time you get from Royal Caribbean, again, is not enforced, and quite frankly, no one's even going to pay any attention to it. So getting there sooner will start your vacation sooner. You'll avoid the crowds that come later in the afternoon, and you can also avoid that lunch rush in those restaurants while on board. The next rookie mistake people are still making this year is booking a cruise themselves and not using a travel agent. Look, anybody can book a cruise. I get it. It's not too hard to go to any website, put in your credit card information, and book a cruise. That's not the point of this. Using a travel agent is not about simply making a reservation. It is about having someone in your corner to help you throughout the entire process. And as first-time cruisers, a lot of rookie cruisers make mistakes along the way, mistakes they don't even know they're making. And having a good travel agent in your corner, number one, doesn't cost you anything extra. And number two, is going to make your life easier. Perhaps it'll save you money. More likely, they're going to save you a lot of time. And if there's ever a problem or a concern or a question, they're there to answer it for you. It's really nice. And again, a good travel agent should cost you absolutely nothing extra, so you have nothing to lose and everything to gain by using it. Our next rookie mistake to avoid is flying in the same day your cruise leaves. After planning that awesome Royal Caribbean cruise vacation, the last thing you want to do is let something like a weather delay, an airline cancellation, or anything else get between you and your cruise ship. What you want to do instead is fly in at least one day before your cruise departs. That way, if there is a flight delay or cancellation, you still have some buffer to be able to make your cruise and not miss out on any of it. Another really common mistake is not researching shore excursions before the cruise. The tours and excursions available to book in the ports your cruise will visit are plentiful, so take advantage of the resources online to find that perfect tour before your cruise begins. While you can book shore excursions on board your ship or even when you walk off the ship and try to explore in the port, the lines on the shore excursion desk can be often long, and doing your research from home gives you plenty of time to compare different options and learn what each port offers. You can do all the shore excursions available by logging into Royal Caribbean's Cruise Planner website and browsing shore excursions by each port. Royal Caribbean offers a lot of shore excursions in every port to do that, and on top of that, you can also consider other tours offered through third-party groups to further expand your options. Now, keep in mind the differences between Royal Caribbean shore excursions and third-party options. Here's some basic considerations. Number one, Royal Caribbean shore excursions guarantee your return to the ship even if your excursion is delayed. Number two, third-party shore excursions can offer more personalized tours at sometimes a lower price. Royal Caribbean shore excursions are fully refundable if your ship cannot dock at a scheduled port, although to be fair, most other third parties will offer a similar guarantee. And lastly, guests can use onboard credit towards purchasing Royal Caribbean shore excursions if they book online. Something a lot of first-time cruisers will do is rely solely on the elevator. And sure, the elevator will get you from point A to point B, but you may end up waiting a long time for it. There are plentiful stairs everywhere you go near all the elevators. And the bottom line is to go up at just a couple decks or down a couple decks is going to be faster and easier if you just simply take the stairs. Certainly there's nothing wrong with taking an elevator, but oftentimes, especially during popular times like dining times or when shows let out, the elevators can be inundated and that can lead to longer waits. What you want to do instead is take advantage of those stairs. Like you might even burn off some of those drink calories from that drink package. A very common rookie mistake is overpaying for phone calls and text messages. When you go on a cruise ship, it's really easy to make the mistake of using your cell phone on the cruise ship like you do on land. If you forget to set your phone into airplane mode, you may incur some really high roaming charges for text messages, calls, and even worse, data. The last thing you want to do is use your phone normally on a cruise ship. Instead, as soon as you get on board the ship, put it into airplane mode, log on to Royal Caribbean's Wi-Fi service, which does have an additional cost, but it's going to cost you way less than any of those roaming charges your cell phone carrier will use. Our next rookie mistake is using a birth certificate to cruise. Look, I get it. You can cruise in North America if you're a U.S. citizen with a birth certificate, and hey, that costs you nothing extra, right? Here's the bottom line. You want to get a passport. It's an investment in your travel future, and it makes the whole process so much easier. Checking in online is way easier with a passport, and when your cruise is over, you will breeze through customs if you have a passport compared to using a birth certificate. I get it. It costs extra to get a passport, but it will make the entire process so much easier. And of course, passports last for 10 years. So that's plenty more Royal Caribbean cruises to take advantage of. And the last rookie mistake not to be making in 2020 is double tipping on your cruise. Now, when you buy a drink or you go to the spa or even you buy something in one of the shops, automatically Royal Caribbean is going to add an 18% gratuity. And that's totally cool. That provides recognition for the service that's being provided to you. But what you don't want to do is not realize you've already tipped and then tip another 18% on top of that. Look, everyone deserves a good tip, but you don't want to be over tipping. So the bottom line is when you see any receipt you get, look for a gratuity already included. And if it's there, you should feel confident that an 18% gratuity is totally cool, but you always have the option of tipping a little bit more if you feel it's warranted. So there are the rookie Royal Caribbean mistakes you should not be making in 2020. I picked these out because they reflect some of the top things you should or should not be doing this year. Hope you found it helpful. Thanks for watching. This has been Matt, and we'll talk again real soon. Like many cruisers, I love to share and learn tricks of cruising. With that in mind, I'm sharing the one tip or trick that our viewers use or love the most up next. Hey everyone, it's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, and large or small, every tip and cruise hack you can learn helps make your next Royal Caribbean cruise a little bit better. If you've watched some of my videos here, then you know there are a ton of great tips we've shared, but I wanted to know what cruise advice the readers of RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com always use. The way I see it, if people think enough of these tips to share them, then they're worth noting for your cruise. Let's start off with number one, which is arrive to the embarkation port early. The day of your cruise is scheduled to begin. Arrive to the cruise terminal in the morning to maximize your time on board the first day. It seems most people arrive to the cruise terminal after lunch, but you can begin checking into your cruise usually around 10 a.m. with boarding process usually beginning around 11 a.m. Arriving early to the cruise terminal means you'll get on board sooner, and that means more time on your ship on the first day of the cruise. Next up, bring a USB port outlet for more charging space. Between the phones, tablets, and every device you may have, there's always a need to charge something, and power outlets are limited on a cruise ship. Surge protectors and power strips tend to be confiscated for being a fire hazard, but bringing a good USB outlet is perfectly safe to bring along. The next tip that repeat cruisers always use is to bring bathing suits on embarkation day. One of the best times to enjoy the pools and water slides on a Royal Caribbean ship is first day of your cruise. Most other guests don't have their bathing suits with them, and that means very little competition for the aquatic fun on board. You can opt to either wear your bathing suits on board or just keep it in your carry-on luggage and then change in a restroom or even when your room is available later on. The next tip is to, once on board your ship, put your phone into airplane mode. To avoid those crazy roaming fees, once you get on board your cruise, the best thing you can do is place your phone into airplane mode. By doing this, you'll still be able to use the ship's Wi-Fi, but avoid your carrier charging you exorbitant fees for roaming on another network, either at sea or in one of the countries you're going to be visiting. The next tip is to bring a pen and highlighter with you. You never know when you may want to write a thank you note to a crew member or highlight an activity that you do not want to miss in the cruise compass. Another tip that repeat cruisers always use is to study the cruise compass before the day starts. Each evening, your stateroom attendant will deliver the next day's cruise compass to your room. Your best bet to avoid missing out on an activity you really want to do is read it before you get going the next day. Another really popular tip is to bring magnetic hooks with you. Something you may not realize about your cabin is how little opportunity there is to hang stuff. By investing in a pack of strong magnetic hooks, you can place them around the room to hang your hats, swimsuits, or really whatever else needs to be hung. Your stateroom walls are made out of metal, which means you can simply stick a magnet onto a wall or ceiling. One tip that I love to share is to always speak up if there's a problem. If something's not as expected or disappointing, do not just accept it and let it ruin your cruise vacation. Instead, speak up while on board the ship and nicely inform the crew members of the issue and ask how it can be resolved. The crew members want to make your cruise exceptional and will do whatever they can to make it right. The bottom line is, do not hesitate to speak up if you observe any kind of issues on board. The next popular tip that our readers wanted to share was to book anything you can in advance via the cruise planner. This sounds so simple, but booking activities, dining, and more before your Royal Caribbean cruise via Royal Caribbean's Cruise Planner website will make your cruise vacation easier. On Oasis or Quantum class ships, you can even pre-book entertainment to reserve admission into the event. Keep in mind that you can always change your mind later on, but having something locked in is better than nothing at all. Our readers also like to look for deals even if there is no sale posted. Royal Caribbean will run sales periodically, but don't limit yourself to just those sales in order to find deals. Check the cruise planner regularly. Even if there is no sale posted, you never know what you may find. One of my favorite bits of advice is to use a good travel agent to book and manage your cruise. A good travel agent is more than somebody who just takes your credit card details and reserves a cabin for you. Travel agents are your advocates throughout the cruise process and are invaluable if an issue should arise at any point. More to the point, travel agents will absolutely save you time and have the potential to save you money along the way. Since a good travel agent should cost you nothing extra to use, the cruise line pays them a commission, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain by using one. A really good bit of advice is to figure out what you like to do and then craft your cruise around that. Are you an active, out and about kind of person, or are you more of a room dweller? Are you in it for the ports you're visiting, or are you in it for the ship? Are you a foodie, or are you fine with just the main dining room and the Windjammer? Knowing what you like and don't like impacts everything from your room selection to your excursions to your daily planning. By figuring out your preferences, you can pick out a better cruise that matches what you want. A really great tip is don't wait for the elevator. Look, elevators are great, but using the stairs can be a lot faster. Plus, it can help burn off some of those vacation calories. If you're going to go up or down just a few decks, opting for the stairs will likely get you there quicker. This is especially true when shows or events let out and many other guests descend upon the elevators. Did you know there are no self-service laundry options or any clothing irons on Royal Caribbean cruise ships? The only option if you want to have clothes pressed or cleaned is to send them out for dry cleaning, which has an additional cost to it. If you're concerned about your clothes being wrinkle-free after you unpack on board, invest in a good wrinkle release spray like Downey's product. You simply spray the clothing to remove any unwanted creases or wrinkles. Plus, it has the added bonus of making your clothing smell good again, which can be an issue if your luggage that you have in your basement or attic has an odd odor to it. A lot of first-time cruisers are always a little worried about getting seasick on there. And if you do get seasick or you want to avoid getting seasick, there's a really easy remedy. While you can take over-the-counter medication to combat nausea caused by motion in the ocean, mild seasickness can be remedied with a green apple. Seriously, green apples are a natural remedy that crew and guests use alike, and along with crackers, help ease an uneasy stomach. You'll find green apples in the Windjammer, so it might be a good idea to take a couple with you to your stateroom just in case. If you've got kids, definitely keep your eye out for kids sale free deals. Royal Caribbean offers promotions throughout the year where kids under the age of 13 staying in the same room as two adults can qualify for free cruise fare. There are a lot of blackout dates, but if you can make it work in your schedule, the kids sale free deal is among the most lucrative promotions offered, and there's usually a kids sale free promotion every few months. And our last tip that repeat Royal Caribbean cruisers always use is to talk to the crew members. Beyond letting the crew members take your drink orders or asking where the nearest restroom is, be sure to strike up conversations with crew members you encounter. Your cabin attendant is usually one for a quick chat. You might learn a thing or two, and it can really help make someone's day. So there you go, 17 Royal Caribbean tips that repeat cruisers always use. Big shout out to our wonderful community here at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com for sharing these tips with us. And if you have a tip that we didn't cover in here, I would love to hear your favorite Royal Caribbean cruising tip that you use all the time. Give me like just one, the one thing you would recommend to somebody. Type it in our comments below. Would love to hear that. Also, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel so that way you don't miss out on any of these great videos. This has been Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, and we'll talk again very soon. Hello, everybody. It's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Thanks for joining us here on YouTube. Every Monday, we are live on YouTube talking about the most important thing in the whole wide world, which, of course, is a Royal Caribbean cruise. And we are recording this video live as we talk about the most important advice I give my family when they book a Royal Caribbean cruise. Yeah, you know what? Every now and then, I'll get a cousin, an uncle, a sibling who will book a cruise. And, of course, they know that I kind of know some things about cruising and ask me for advice, what to do. So I figure, you know what? If it's good enough for them, it's good enough for you as well, as we talk about the type of advice that I give my family when they book a Royal Caribbean cruise. So that, again, this is helpful for them and for anybody else who's coming to Royal Caribbean and wants to know where to start. And this advice is all over the place, but let's start off with number one: fly into your cruise embarkation port at least 1 day early. When it comes to travel, there's always going to be certain factors involved in the trip that you have no control over, right? Weather, canceled flights, flat tires, etc. So with that in mind, do not let a travel delay put your entire cruise vacation in jeopardy. The last thing you want to do is to fly into the city that your cruise is leaving from, and then there's some sort of an issue that prevents you from making that cruise. By arriving to your cruise port a day or more ahead of time, you're going to guard against that. You'll give yourself some buffer for that type of scenario to occur. And secondarily, it's also going to start your vacation a little earlier. I mean, who doesn't want to get down to a warm place in Florida to be able to enjoy a couple days before the cruise begins and kind of get acclimated, take some naps, whatever you have to do, but get that vacation going there, right? So get the vacation fun started. Come into your cruise port at least 1 day ahead of time. Number two, this is, again, advice I give my family when they're planning a Royal Caribbean cruise, and that is do the online check-in before the cruise. The days of showing up to the cruise terminal and simply saying, hello, I'm here for the cruise, long gone. You've got to show up to the cruise terminal, say, hello, I'm here for the cruise. Here's my app I already did the online check-in for. Use Royal Caribbean's app, create an account, scan your passport with the app, and make sure you take a selfie photo. So that way you can be assured not only of a smooth check-in process, but also taking the most amount of time away while you're at home, not on vacation, and then speeding up the time you spend when you're down in the cruise terminal. Oftentimes, if you complete those steps I outlined for you, if the ship you're sailing on and the terminal you're sailing out of can support expedited arrival, then you can take advantage of that as well. It's really cool. So do the online check-in, do it via the app, and get that squared away before the cruise. The number three advice I give my family when they go on a Royal Caribbean cruise, when they book a Royal Caribbean cruise, is to arrive to the cruise terminal early. If you subscribe to the theory that time is money, then you definitely want to arrive early to your embarkation port. By arriving early, you'll beat the big crowds that descend upon the terminal later on in the daytime. And as an added benefit, you'll have some extra time on board your cruise. And I know what you're thinking. Wait a minute, Matt. When I did my online check-in as a good little student, in the last step, Royal Caribbean told me my check-in time is 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock or noontime. What about that? Those boarding times are suggestions. They're not enforced. Heck, nobody's even going to pay any attention to the fact that you had it in the first place. So what Royal Caribbean is trying to do is stagger people coming in. But the bottom line is insiders know, like you and I, that we can get to the cruise terminal earlier and be able to start our vacation a little bit sooner. Now, of course, you're wondering, okay, what constitutes early? And I would say anytime between 10 a.m. and 11:30 a.m., totally cool. Show up there. I wouldn't show up any earlier than 10 a.m. You'll probably be sitting around waiting. But by 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., anywhere in there, you're good to go. No problems. The next piece of advice I always give my family is to pre-book their entertainment. Now, this only applies to Oasis or Quantum class ships. But if they're selling on an Oasis or Quantum class ship, pre-book your entertainment, pre-book your shows via Royal Caribbean's Cruise Planner website. In the weeks and even months leading up to your cruise, Royal Caribbean gives you the option to pre-book things like the shows on board. By booking these activities early, you'll ensure that you have the time and day all lined up, a spot for you in the show, and it makes scheduling other activities like shore excursions and dinner a little bit simpler to do here. Now, there is no set time frame when entertainment becomes available to book on an Oasis or Quantum class ship. It's usually closer to your sail date, so check the cruise planner periodically for the option to appear. I would say somewhere in the ballpark of 60 to 45 days before you're sailing. Now, if you're sailing on another class of ships, you're sailing on Adventure of the Seas, Empress of the Seas, Mariner of the Seas, Liberty of the Seas, Brilliance of the Seas, there is no option to pre-book entertainment. Instead, just show up to the theater 10 to 20 minutes before showtime to get a seat over there. The next bit of advice I always give my family is make dining reservations on board the ship. You know, I always tell people when it comes to specialty dining, if you're going to do specialty dining, you don't have to, but if you're going to do it, you definitely want to take advantage of Royal Caribbean's dining packages. The dining packages are an incredible value because it really does save you a ton of money and allow you to enjoy a number of Royal Caribbean specialty restaurants without paying the advertised cover charge. Oftentimes, the discount is somewhere. Hello, everybody. It's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. We're coming to you live from on board Royal Caribbean's Brilliance of the Seas as we pull away here from Tampa on our way on a 4-night Western Caribbean cruise. Of course, if you're looking for more Royal Caribbean news, information, fun, advice, check out RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Welcome, everybody. Happy Thursday. Happy Friday Eve. Hope you're having a good day. And hello, everybody. Welcome. Yes, we're coming to you live on board Brilliance of the Seas, sailing away from Tampa. Super excited for this great long weekend cruise. Happy New Year, Reem. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Hello, Mr. Matty, Mungo, David, and Aaron. Welcome, guys. Gerald is here. Hello, Patty. John Stump, missed you Monday because of the football game. I'm glad you're here. Mike Pastor is here. Diane is here. Craig. Toya, welcome. Yeah, so we're pushing off from Port of Tampa. You just got off Brilliance on Saturday. Nice. We're headed to Cozumel. It is a 4-night Western Caribbean cruise today. Cruising Q, welcome. Hello. There is a sailaway party, Angela. We're actually, for sailaway, we're not on the pool deck. We're on the pool deck. There'd be a great sailaway party going, but we're actually not there. I went to one of my favorite secret spots on Brilliance of the Seas. We're actually at the helipad on Brilliance of the Seas. So on a Radiant class ship like this, you can actually go to the helipad, and this is one of my favorite secrets. You can enjoy sailaway really anytime out here. Not a lot of people know that this is a thing where it's accessible, and it's really a lot of fun to go over here. So, Mr. Matty, we're not going to Perfect Day at Coco Key. Jackson, you chose the best spot for sailaway. Absolutely love this spot. Joe Dell, 10 days until alert. Awesome. You know what, Gerald says away from the ruckus. Yeah, I just think it's the best view. I mean, I don't care. They can have music playing. They can have almost anything going. It doesn't matter to me. I just want the best view. And if you ask me, this is the best view from the helipad. Mark Hunter, welcome. This is Tampa. Yes, indeed. We have the American Victory warship right next to us. And in front of us, Norwegian Dawn left a little earlier. Am I a Diamond member? Yes, I'm Diamond Plus. NCL Dawn ahead. It's not Jade. But beautiful view here. Got a great view of Tampa. I love sailing out of Port of Tampa. I think it's my favorite of the ports to sail out of because, first and foremost, getting in and out is really easy. Number two, I love the view here of downtown Tampa. And the best part is we can sail under the Sunshine Skyway Bridge in about 3 hours. No, this broadcast will not be 3 hours long. Plans for Cozumel. We're going to go check out, once again, the El Cosmolino Resort. I got a day pass over there. Been about a little more than a year since I've been there. I want to check it out again because I really had a great time last time. Denise just got back from Anthem today. Caribbean was rocking and rolling last week. Yeah, I heard all about that. The captain gave us very vague weather forecast. He said there'd be slight seas today and moderate seas tomorrow. I really don't know how good or bad that'll be, but we'll be fine. We're on a cruise ship. I'm doing well, Mr. Matty. Sport Crazy, I'm so jealous right now. Have a great time. Thank you. J-Block, where do you book your day passes? Resortforaday.com primarily. I do have an affiliate link with them that you can access via RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, but I've been using them for years. If I get the internet package out the stream, can I still stream movies? No. In fact, I would tell you what, I'm gonna take one step further. Regardless if you're going to stream movies or not, you should get the surf and stream. It's just a better overall internet connection. Thank you, Mr. Matthew. Appreciate that. Dawn is here. Dawn, can we go back to Alaska? Kyle Schaefer, welcome. Mark Hunter, welcome. Yeah, just one stop, John. This is just a 4-night cruise. So Cozumel and back. So tomorrow's a sea day. Cozumel on Saturday, sea day on Sunday, and then back here on Monday. So it's a great long weekend cruise. Nice weekend escape. Which reminds me, I need to take some photos here. Melbourne, Australia, welcome. Glad to have you here. We're in a junior suite on this cruise. Any packages purchased? Yes, Alicia, we purchased the deluxe beverage package as well as the unlimited dining package. So get to enjoy the benefits of both. JJ, thank you very much. So you got a nice view here of Tampa. Can you review Adventure of the Seas going on a cruise in March? Rachel, I love Adventure. Great ship. Great. There is not one Royal Caribbean ship I don't recommend. Adventure is fabulous. Voyager class, you can't go wrong with Voyager class. So there's a good look. Last look there at Tampa. The next time I see it, I will be very disappointed because my cruise will be over. Daniel Lopez, all your videos make me want to YOLO book another cruise. Yes, excellent. Mr. Magic says, have I been on Brilliance before? Yes, this is like my 4th or 5th time on her. Love this ship. Is Tampa close to Fort Myers? Kind of. I mean, if you're in Detroit, yes, it's close. If you're in Orlando, it's not around the corner. It's a couple hours drive. More live chats during the cruise. Alicia, I'd love to. The problem is the internet. On Brilliance's internet, not great. It's not for live streaming. For check my internet or check my email. It's fine. Yeah, I would say that internet permitting, that we will definitely have an opportunity in Cozumel because there we have cell signal again. So I'll try my best. This is not my first time on Brilliance. No, this, like I said, I want to say, I think this is number 4. We did Thanksgiving. That was the first time. Then we've done like 2 cruises around this time. So this will be number 4. Oh, it's 5? It doesn't matter. I think it's around. Yeah. I think this is my 4th time on the ship. Nate, you're going on the ship. Any tips? Yeah. Well, first of all, Nate, check out 2 things. Number 1, we have a top 10 Brilliance of the Seas Hidden Secrets blog post at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. So I want you to check that out. Just go to RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, search for Brilliance Secrets. You'll find that there. On top of that, I'm doing a live blog, Nate, of everything we're doing on board. So follow that also at Royal Caribbean Blogs. Every day you wake up in the morning, check the blog because you'll find a brand new blog post of what we're doing. What's the best thing to do on Brilliance? Oh my goodness. You've got, first of all, it's got a movie theater. It's only dedicated. This class ship has the only one that has a dedicated movie cinema on board, which is really nice. I really like the pub on board. I think the scooter bar is fantastic on here. Yeah, I named like 5 and you wanted 1. Tammy, so beautiful. Thank you for going live and sharing with us. Absolutely. Thank you for watching. You have a cruise on Independence. How does it compare? It's different. Independence is a much larger ship, different class of ship. This ship has about 2,000 some odd passengers, whereas Independence has 4,000 some odd passengers. Independence has a Royal Promenade. This is a Centrum. So They're fundamentally different, but when you're on the Royal Caribbean, I really feel like there's a lot of similarities between all the ships. Want to know the secret to the cheapest month to go on a cruise? I've got what you need to know about how to get the lowest prices up next. Hey everyone, it's Matt. Finding the best time of year to go on a cruise and the cheapest price is all about timing. Regardless of which ship, itinerary, or even cabin you pick, the key is about when you elect to go and when you book the cruise. All cruise cost factors being equal, the cheapest time to go on a cruise is when most others are busy or unwilling to go on that same sailing. Most cruisers make a decision to go on a particular cruise based on their schedule at home, primarily related to maybe their work or school schedule. Cruises that sail during times of the year when most kids are in school or people are working and typically do not provide time off for their employees are the perfect time to get a great deal on a cruise vacation. Now, I'm going to share the times of year in which you're going to find the lowest prices for many common itineraries, but the common theme among all of them is basically you're going on a cruise when most others are not interested in going on vacation. The other key factor to getting a really good deal on a cruise is what's known as shoulder season. These are the weeks or months at the very beginning or end of a ship's time in a particular region when things like the weather or the animals that you're going to be seeing are not at their optimal levels. This isn't to say that cruising in the shoulder season would be a disappointment, but rather not when conditions will be absolutely perfect. We begin with Alaska, and the cheapest months to go to Alaska are either May or September. The very beginning or the very end of the Alaska cruise season typically sees the lowest prices for Alaska cruises. Generally speaking, May and September have the coldest temperatures in the season, and it's also the time of year when school is still in session. Next up is Australia and New Zealand. And if you're cruising down under, the busy months are around December and January, and that's because it's Australia's summer and also the most expensive prices. Royal Caribbean concludes its cruise season in April or May, so if you could snag a cruise then, you'll find some great deals. In addition, November is typically a less in-demand month. Next, Bermuda. And the month of May is the beginning of the Bermuda cruise season, and the prices will be lower due to it being part of the shoulder season. September and October have two reasons why you can find also great prices. Number one, school is in session, and number two, it's hurricane season. While most hurricanes do not typically impact Bermuda as much as the Caribbean islands, storms will usually pass by Bermuda at least once per year. All right, let's move on to Canada and New England cruises. And the weather is all about why you might want to cruise to Canada or Bermuda, and the months of May or October are not typically the most popular type of weather. In both these months, the weather is usually the coldest of the cruise season, with late October being especially cooler. New England can still be moderately warm during these months, but Canadian cities cool down quicker due to their latitude. And in terms of the Caribbean cruise season is year-round, and there are some peaks and valleys in terms of demand and pricing throughout the year. In terms of temperatures, it remains warm throughout most of the year. So there's almost always sun and warm enough temperatures to be outdoors and be swimming. November through February can see an occasional cold front pushing through to make things a little chilly, but they're short-lived and quite frankly the exception. When it comes to getting the lowest price on a Caribbean sailing, it's about cruising when school is in session or during hurricane season. And by the way, hurricane season runs between June 1st through November 30th. So the cheapest times of the year to cruise the Caribbean will be the month of January minus New Year's week, the first 2 weeks of February, the entire month of May, the entire month of September, the entire month of October, and the first 2 weeks of December. If you're interested in a cruise to the Mediterranean, cruising to Europe is a very popular choice, and the Mediterranean is among the most popular places to cruise, perhaps outside the Caribbean. Royal Caribbean begins its cruise season in March or April, and you'll find most families still in school and the least crowds in the Med at that time. Temperatures can still be warm in the Mediterranean, but not as oppressively warm as the summer months. Moreover, November usually sees the lowest prices of the year for Mediterranean cruises. Now, if you prefer to go to Northern Europe, Northern European cruises that visit the Baltics, Norway, or the British Isles have a much shorter cruise season than the Mediterranean, but pricing follows the same basic pricing principles of anywhere in Europe. May or October is a great time of year because you're going during shoulder season, while temperatures and demand are lower will get you the lowest prices of the season. So there you go, the months of the year when you can typically find the cheapest cruise fares out there. Hopefully this helps you save a few dollars and be able to spend more money on perhaps an awesome shore excursion, or even better, another Royal Caribbean cruise. And I'd love to hear what you think. Did we miss a time of year you think is a great value, or did we hit the nail on the head? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to like this video because it really helps our channel out as well. This has been Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, and we'll talk again real soon. I'm going to share why waiting for a new Royal Caribbean sale to book that cruise vacation is a really bad idea up next. Hey everyone, it's Matt from Royal Caribbean Blog, and I want to help everyone save some money on their cruise vacation by dispelling a myth about booking cruises that too many first-time cruisers tend to do. All too often, I hear of someone looking to book a Royal Caribbean cruise and waiting for a new sale to take advantage of a price drop and then book. Waiting for a new promotion and timing a sale is one of the worst mistakes you can make when it comes to booking a cruise. Cruise fare prices tend to go up over time, and I like to explain that cruise fare prices are not like buying a pair of jeans at the mall. If you go to the mall enough times, sooner or later, the prices of jeans will probably drop and you can time that price. Cruise fare, however, is completely different. When a new sailing is announced about 2 years in advance, there are no rooms sold yet, and so the price will begin at a set level. The prices will fluctuate a bit, but as people begin booking rooms, prices for that cruise start to rise. Over time, the average price of a room will continue to rise as there's less and less capacity on that sailing due to rooms being sold. Now, of course, this is a generalization, but this trend is something we see time and time again. Imagine if jeans went on sale at the mall and then steadily got more and more expensive to the point that one day the jeans that started off at maybe $30 ballooned to a couple $100 and then became unavailable to buy anymore. That's kind of sort of how cruise fare prices work. What ends up happening all too often when people try to time a sale is the price ends up going up, and they lament the fact they didn't book earlier. Moreover, that frustration of missing out on the lower price can lead to more time taking not booking and prices going up from there. So either they give up and just book at the higher price, or they just give up completely. If you live in a country where you can reprice cruise fares before the final payment date, like the United States or Canada, then here's what you should do. As soon as you know you want to go on a cruise, put a deposit down for that sailing. Then, in the weeks and months leading up to your final payment date, you can always reprice the cruise if and when the price drops. You can do the price adjustment as many times as you want for as little difference as it's worth to you, all the way up again until that final payment date. And final payment date is almost always 90 days before sailing. By employing this strategy, you will lock in the price of a cruise while guarding against a price increase and still being able to take advantage of a price decrease. Using a good and reputable travel agent is a fantastic way to plus up this strategy. My travel agent not only reprices cruise when I ask for it, but they will regularly reprice when a sale comes out without me asking. Love that kind of personalized service that a good agent provides. So there you have what not to do when booking a cruise and what you should do instead. I hope this saves you some money on your upcoming cruise. And let me know in the comments what strategies you use to help save money when booking a cruise vacation and how early before a sale date you book your cruise. Of course, be sure to like this video, hit that like button, really does help us out. And you know what? Subscribe to this channel, because if you like this video, we got plenty of other great videos you're going to enjoy as well. This has been Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, and we'll talk again real soon. If your cruise is scheduled to visit Perfect Day at Coco Cay, you might be wondering what's included and what costs extra. I've got a full list up next. Hey everyone, it's Matt from Royal Caribbean Blog, and we've got to look at what's included with Royal Caribbean's private island destination in the Bahamas, Perfect Day at Coco Cay. A majority of what Royal Caribbean offers at Perfect Day at Coco Cay is complimentary, with some attractions and experiences carrying an additional cost. In fact, there is no cost to visit Perfect Day at Coco Cay. It is Royal Caribbean's private island, and there's no cost to simply walk onto the island and explore on your own. But here's what's included and costs nothing extra during your visit to Perfect Day at Coco Cay. Splash Away Bay Aqua Park for kids, Captain Jill's Galleon Splash Pad, the Oasis Lagoon Pool, Chill Island, South Beach, the sports courts, freshwater showers, and tram service. Royal Caribbean has also enhanced its beaches like Chill Island and South Beach by offering plenty of complimentary beach chairs and beachside activities along with towels. If you have a drink package or a Voom internet package from your cruise, it will work at Perfect Day at Coco Cay with no additional cost. Now, there are 5 complimentary dining options on the island, which are great for lunch and snacks. You've got Skipper's Grill, which you can enjoy burgers, tacos, salads, sandwiches, desserts, and unlimited ice cream. Chill Grill, which has jerk chicken sandwiches, shaved ribeye cheesesteak, and the portobello and mozzarella sandwich. The Snack Shack, which serves up hot dogs, mozzarella sticks, marinara sauce, crispy fries, salads, and my beloved crispy chicken sandwich. And there's also specialty dining, which does have an additional cost, available at Captain Jack's. And there's an a la carte menu there. And no, your dining packages do not work at Captain Jack's. Now, there are also complimentary drinks available at Coco Key, and they include water, lemonade, and flavored water. You'll find drink stations across the island. If you're wondering what costs extra at Perfect Day Coco Key, Thrill Water Park offers full day passes for an additional cost. Thrill Water Park includes the water slides, wave pool, and adventure pool. There's also up and away helium balloon, as well as the zip line, and these are just like any other excursion, which carry an additional cost. Now, coming in early 2020, Royal Caribbean will be adding the Coco Beach Club. The Coco Beach Club is an exclusive area of Perfect Day Coco Key that offers an oceanfront infinity pool, upgraded cuisine, and the only floating cabanas in the Bahamas. Plus, there's a complimentary restaurant at Coco Beach Club featuring lobster, snapper, and steak, plus a buffet of soups, salads, and starters. The Coco Beach Club will have an additional cost to it, and the price will vary just like any other excursion depending on your sailing. So there's a look at what costs extra and what is included with Perfect Day Coco Key. Quite frankly, you get a lot included with your visit to Perfect Day Coco Key, and you can have a great day without spending any extra money, unless you want to, of course. Just like you visit any port, there's always opportunity to spend a little bit more, do an excursion or an experience while on the island. And I hope you found this video helpful and interesting. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and while you're subscribing, make sure you turn on your notifications so that way YouTube will let you know as soon as I post a brand new video. This has been Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, and we'll talk again real soon. Hello, everybody. It's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Thanks for joining us here on YouTube. I forgot where I was. Be sure to check out RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com for everything Royal Caribbean related. We got plenty more waiting for you over at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. And today we are talking about when is the best time to book a cruise. And, you know, jokingly, I always say, hey, it's always a great time to book a cruise. I'm going to share some tips and advice for when to book your Royal Caribbean cruise. We are recording this video live every Monday. We are live here on YouTube, hanging out with you, talking Royal Caribbean. So make sure you join us here each and every Monday. Subscribe to our channel, turn on your notifications, so that way YouTube.
Delta Vacations and the Lifestyle Collection featuring romance offer incredible destination weddings. Each resort has its own style of pampering with plenty of offers and inclusions such as your wedding hair and makeup, the bridal bouquet and groom's boutonniere, refreshments before the ceremony, and more. You'll be able to choose your dream spot to walk down the aisle, whether it's an oceanfront gazebo, beachfront canopy, or a quaint resort chapel, depending on what your resort offers. Your wedding ceremony will be officiated by a licensed minister or justice of the peace. There will be a personal wedding coordinator at your resort to take care of all the ceremony details so you can focus on enjoying every moment of your wedding day. Choose from many gorgeous, all-inclusive resorts in Mexico and the Caribbean, and incredible wedding options and activities in Las Vegas or Hawaii. If you're looking for even more wedding options, you can upgrade to a themed wedding package. Exact details will depend on what each resort offers, but your wedding might include things like a cocktail reception for you and your guests, a special dinner reception, live music, a DJ, or a professional photographer. Wherever you decide to have your destination wedding, we make it easy for your friends and family to come along and celebrate with you. With each flight and hotel vacation your guests purchase from Delta Vacations to attend your wedding, they'll save up to $200. And you, the bride and groom, will also receive money back for every reservation made to attend your wedding, up to the total cost of your wedding package. Delta Vacations makes it easy to plan your dream destination wedding through the lifestyle collection featuring romance. For more information, go to deltavacations.com, call a lifestyle collection specialist at 1-866-238-5378, or contact your travel agent.
Hi guys, I'm Jen Henriksen. This is my husband Tom. Just wanted to tell you a little bit about our story. Many of you know us personally, but some of you don't. So I always get asked, why don't you, take us along on your adventures? And I have a lot between my job and my personal life. So I thought this year would be a great year with my travel season just kicking off. Hi there. Well, I'd love to tell you that we've been hiking all day, but how far are we from the parking lot?
1.7 miles.
1.7.
And I'm sweaty.
So a couple things that these adventurers have realized: we packed way too much crap. That's the first thing we have realized. So I suggested that we eat like 6 days worth of food, it's just so our packs are much, much lighter, and drink all the water tonight. So we'll see how that goes. So anyway, just wanted to check in, let you know that parts of adventures are difficult, like realizing you packed too much crap and carrying it on your back. So tonight we're probably going to sleep like babies.
Since we still have another 5 miles to go.
Until we get to the campsite. So, all right, just checking in. Talk to you soon. Hi, everybody. So it's the night before we're leaving on our first backpacking adventure. And Tom and I, where are you, babe?
Hello.
We are just putting our backpacks together and figuring out what we're going to bring. And he's stressing a little bit over how we're going to fit all the food in there after we get all of our, just our regular stuff in there. So I wanted to show you a little bit about what it is that we're packing. Let's see. This is my clothing bag. All I've got is I've got a jacket in here, a rain jacket. I've got a pair of shorts, a shirt, a pair of underwear, and 2 pairs of socks. And then here's my toiletries. Everything for toiletries, including my towel, is in here. EpiPen, because I have some issues with horseflies. I'm wearing zip-off pants, so I'm going to put those in the pack so they're nice and close. I got my GoPro. I got everything to do with my hammock rig. Tom's got a tent in his, and a towel. So yeah, we're just figuring it out as we go. Very first time, so we'll see how it goes.
Hey, hey, hey! Cock watchers, meet the Wanderlust community today. Hey, hey, hey. Thank you, each and every one of you, for being here. And thank you for all the amazing love. I'm going to keep this going. So hang tight. You'll have something to watch.
It's time to stop. It's time to look out for each other in the distance. Time to stare humanity in the eyes. To take a break for the world. It's time to stop. Time to make a pause so we can play again. To think of everyone and meet no one. To reset, recenter, switch off, to move on. Time to change our little world. To calibrate the path of mankind. It's time to stop. We are meant to connect and we are stronger together. But separated, we are today more united than ever. And for now, our main strength is to be apart. It's time to stop. Nature, landscapes, beaches, and monuments aren't going anywhere. They will still be there waiting for a better time to be lived. And we must do the same for a while. It's time to stop. The perfect time not to visit anything. Sometimes to rise is to stand still. It's time to stop. Stop and think of ourselves. Think of everyone else too. It's time to stop and refocus as a whole for all. It's time to understand and respect our times. Respect one another. The faster we stop, the sooner we will bond again. It's time to dream of those amazing days to come. For when those days, we will say